Floyd's Mayhem Garage. Well, projects are coming along, getting the race car put together. It is a decently nice day today. We do got some cloud cover coming in, a little windy, getting kind of chilly, but I think I need to move some stuff around. I wanted to cut this truck up, but just I'm running out of time. Well, not really time, but I just don't want to do that right now. So I think I want to move this around. I got some stuff out back that I think I need to move around as well. Plus, if I move some stuff around out back, maybe before some weather moves in. I don't even think we're supposed to get rain today, but blue skies over here. But anyways, I think I can get the Charger around as well, that 68 shell that I got. So I got a rear axle I can just set underneath the back of this and roll it around out back. Of course, use the tractor. And then I can move some stuff around out back while I'm there. And I think, like I said, get that Charger around. And then go on from there. Not really entirely sure what I'm doing today, but we got some time during the day here, so get some things done outside. Gotta start cleaning too as we're coming into kind of springtime here, so let's see what I can get done. Guess I need to move that too. Well. Would you look at this gem hiding back here, huh? Oh. You know, it's funny. There's a couple people that have given me some crap about this already. About, oh, you know, you're going to be cutting up a perfectly good Charger, huh? Perfectly good Charger. I can't see it. Oh, the straight is not there. Because the rears are so rusted and rotted away. The bottom half of the wheelhouses are gone. The frame rails are gone. That is part of the frame rail. This one not so good. Part of this floor is actually left over. And then the wheelhouse is gone again. So the quarters weren't terrible except for that part down. There was just nothing left of them. This one, of course, went a little higher. Yeah, floors wise, I mean, I have seen worse in the floors, but when it comes down to it, realistically, everything has to get pulled or everything has to get removed. So front frame rails aren't the worst that I've seen. You could maybe patch them, but yeah, here's the torsion bar cross member. So we'll get to this in a little bit more in depth, but give you kind of a glance at it here. You can see the holes in the floor, and that is the transmission, or I'm sorry, the torsion bar cross member, which is the transmission cross member as well. But it's there's not much left of it, and from that point forward, the back side of the frame rails are rusty, but the front half are good. So I guess you could try patching them if you want to do kind of a cheaper repair, but realistically they need replaced as well. So there's not a whole lot left of this car. It needs a complete, you know, rebuild. So what I'm going to be cutting out rust wise, or you know, what I'm going to be cutting out to make it fit on this body, I would have been cutting out to fix rust anyway. So I might be cutting a little bit more for the for this race car body, but we'll see. But so far, with all the metal being reproduced for these, what I'm cutting apart to put onto this, or to be able to put this onto the race car, technically it can all be undone and this could be a car again. Yeah, get some stuff moved around here. It's windy out here. I don't know if you can hear that over the camera, but it looks like it's a nice day, but it's kind of chilly out here. Alright, finish moving that axle and get that other truck frame back here. Huh, wonder how long those have been there. But yeah, get this axle, we can go put this underneath that other truck and we'll just sit on it. And then we can roll that around and move some stuff. I think I need to get my truck out here and move the trailer. So once I move the Charger, the trailer I think I can tuck a truck back into the back there and then put the trailer in front of it and then have more room. We'll see. Moving stuff around at least. Well, it's uncovered. Got my lift point hooked up, just a piece of angle iron across the back. Moved it a couple ways, or a couple times that way. Seems to be strong enough. But yeah, here she is. Piece of galvanized steel in that corner covering up the rust. Man, I haven't seen this in a little while. I forgot how bad this thing was. But 68 Charger. Got a Dodge truck seat in here, but got the metal across the back. It's a crew cab seat. So yeah, check out them floors. Hole here. Check out the driver's side. Oh yeah. Check out the frame rail. Check out the cross member. You can see the torsion bar. God, the rocker on that side's almost gone. Holy cow. Yeah, it's funny, I haven't seen this thing in a while, and man, I forgot how bad it was. I thought it had more of a dash in it too. Apparently I was wrong. There's nothing. It does have, though, a floor shift steering column, so that's cool. Pull that out and add it to my collection. You know, of course, keep all the shifter stuff. I think I'm pulling the dash out of this. I've got to cut it up to get it to fit on the race car body. So we'll see how that works. But yeah, let's get this bad boy moved. Well, I suppose we can take a look at this pristine example of a 68 Charger, eh? First thing, I don't know that I've ever noticed this. I probably have it at some point in time. That's the front frame rail. And yeah, that's a hole that's not supposed to be there. Whoever had this before, I don't know if it was damaged or had some work, but the fenders had all kinds of silicone all over it. And of course, there's remnants of it here. Nice, disgusting, just white silicone. And the inner fenders, the front end had been off at some point, because this was a 68 Charger. When I bought it, it had 69 fenders on it, but these pieces were rusted out. So if you look here, this is a piece siliconed on, because it's just a piece of galvanized steel, so it's rusted off here. Yeah, the inner fender on this side actually isn't bad on the inside edge here. Up and over, we look pretty good. We got some rust on top over there, and same with over in the corner over there. Backside where the hood hinge goes is pretty bad. But overall, I mean, we're still held together. Some rust here, but then this one, we got some pretty good rust forming. That same spot on the outside, it looks like it's starting to separate here on the frame rail. And then we got a rust hole forming on that frame rail. And that one back there is not bad. Going down, again, like I said, this is not the worst car I've ever seen. But from a, restoration standpoint, what it would take to fix this, none of that's really salvageable. Unless you want to throw together a really, really cheap car just to thrash on and have fun with. I mean, you could maybe use some of this, but you're gonna have issues in the future. It's gonna need to be addressed at some point. Of course, I'm gonna have to get the interior cleaned out. But good look at the floors here. Rust hole there. That's the frame rail. That is the cross member. Just everything's eaten away. And again, these frame rails, front frame rails, you can't really see it on this side. Not the worst that I've seen, but for what it would take to fix this, it's all got to be cut out anyways. And surprisingly, this was a non-vinyl top car, so had no moldings. Had the lid in there, and I did burn that out at one point in time. Still remnants of it on the inside edge. But so this not being a vinyl top car, the roof is actually in really good condition, and so is the rear window area. This side over here is not bad at all, but this side does have some rust. And you know, so for what I'm doing, that's perfectly fine. I'll just end up leaving that. Pull the back glass. I think I'm going to replace it with a piece of Lexan. Quarter windows are probably going to go. Yeah, and then of course, you know, the back side of this thing is just god awful and rusty. The tail panel's gone. It's actually hanging up in my shop or garage. Yeah, rusted out across the bottom. You know, frame rail, front half of the frame rails weren't bad, but the second half's just physically gone. So, decent over the wheel well, but of course, you know, that doesn't mean a whole lot. Although it feels thick and gooey, like there's body filler and stuff in there. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to try to salvage these quarter panels and just like section them in, or kind of cut the whole thing off and either weld it back on, or do some sort of I don't want to say rivet, but the like the hood, there's a name for them, you know, for like a fiberglass hood pieces to hold them on. So then in theory, the scrap Patona, they did that on that one when they did the wide body, made it to where you could take the quarter panel on and off. And so that could be cool, being the race car, give a little bit better access if I need. Yeah, cowling's not bad, you know, A-pillars aren't bad. Not a whole lot of, again, this not being a vinyl top roof really saved the roof, but pretty much, you know, from your belt line down, it's bad. So yeah, it's kind of exciting though. I can't even put this car on jack stands, so I'm planning on leaving the rockers. So I'm mounting, or you know, setting it on the rockers, but let's get down here. It just crushed this one because it's so rusty. There's no floor, there's no material. You know, finally bent up to some material on the inside edge, but so I gotta lift it back up, go up a couple notches. I was trying to make them all even, but I gotta go up further with this one and just let it crush it, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, this is a neat car, but man, is it rusty. Yeah, look at that cross member. That's neat, the transmission cross member is still in here. And I mean, most of this frame rail's not horrible. I mean, it is where it mounts to the cross member there, it is gone, but yeah, God, this thing's just Swiss cheese. Huh, and it just collapsed that. Interesting. Well, I'll have to figure that one out. Man, it was literally snowing like a couple hours ago. Wasn't hard, but it was snowing, and now the sun's out, it's blue skies. I think I gotta take my jacket off. I'm sweating. But, got the Charger out, put a couple body panels on it because I wanted to see how it looked sitting next to this thing. Got it out of the shop. I really needed a sweep underneath it. There's a ton of metal shavings and zip ties and little pieces of metal and stuff, so needed to roll it out anyways. Plus, I wanted to come put it next to this thing because look at it! Oh my God! Wow! Here, take a look at it from this angle, huh? Right about here. Look at that, huh? I think this is like beyond amazing. So pretty cool. You know, we're not perfect, but you know, front wheels are roughly where the front wheels are, and back wheels are roughly where the back wheels would need to be. So that's cool. My extension did good, or my lengthening, whatever you want to call it. So, and yeah, I wasn't sure at the back of this car, wasn't sure how much longer the Charger was going to be, and it's really not that far. So I don't think I'm gonna have to do much with the back here. And then same, you know, front end, I figured it'd hang out quite a bit, and it does, but nothing too severe. So we're, what is it, probably a little over a foot in front of what this frame rail is. So that's doable, which means I wasn't sure if I was gonna have interference issues with this, with the radiator support on this. So I think I can leave the radiator support on the Charger and, you know, cut the kind of wheel wells to go around all the suspension and stuff, or the inner fenders. And the inner fenders will be, and you know, frame rails will be basically gone, but I can keep the radiator support, and depending on how much room I have, I might be able to run a Charger radiator instead of the little race car one that was in here. So this one was, you know, kind of leaned back. It had the whole ducting up front for it. And so I think if I can get the Charger one, it'll probably end up cooling better. So that'll be cool. I think that'll end up happening. And yeah, this is looking cool. So I was interested too. Let's see, look at it from this angle here. You can kind of see where the A-pillar is going to line up with this A-pillar. This one's sitting back, oh, what is that, 6 inches maybe? So I kind of hope that would be a little bit closer, but because I plan on tying these A-pillars in with the A-pillars there. But that'll just mean I'll have to have a bigger piece of metal in there and do something fancy-ish, whatever with that. But that's not as close as I'd like it, but it'll work. So, and then of course I figure this is going to happen, you know, that's where the door's going to be. So it's going to fall right in line here with the cage. So the door, if I can get them to open, are going to be right here. This side I got room. The cage goes out a little bit further on that side. So you take a look at it to the wheels here. You can see how far in the cage goes versus this side where it's almost even. So I got to do some measuring here and see what the Charger looks like width-wise. I was kind of wanting to keep the rockers, you know, as rusty as they are, intact, if you will. But I don't know. I don't know that I can get them over. Although, you know, once I cut, I should be able to kind of flex the body out and get it over. And if I can get them hooked up to these bottom frame rails, so I got a frame rail on this side, which is outside of the smaller one, so I've still got to work on that. And if that's the case, that means I can add to this one and just add extensions coming out to meet up with the frame rails, or the rockers, I'm sorry. And I'm thinking that should hopefully work. So the door on this side should be able to be more intact, which means my driver door, because of the way the door bars are, I'm really probably gonna have to cut out all the guts. But I might be able to keep a latch assembly in there. And since where this latch goes in here is gonna be sitting, you know, if we look at this across here, it's gonna be sitting right about here. So width-wise, God, I really hope I can make my doors open and close is the plan here. But if not, I guess I'll just weld the doors up solid and I'll have to crawl in through the window. But yeah, that's where I'm at. This is so cool. This is crazy looking. Well, I would call that a productive day. What do you think? Got dark fast, but got the floor cut out, got the back cut out. In fact, we are right here. So, bam! And then push the race car chassis out of the way. So I gotta sweep the shop now and get that pushed back in. Yeah, there we are. See, I got a flashlight here. See if you can see this side at all. Yeah, maybe a little bit. So now that the majority of it's cut out, now I can go in there and do some like finish trimming, I guess, if you will. Some more finite trimming. and get everything kind of cleaned up and hunky-dory and ready to be plopped onto a body or onto a frame, I guess. Crazy. I kind of shocked at how easy it was to cut this thing apart. Well, actually, I'm not really at the same time, but God, because you know these things are just sheet metal, being a unibody, and then this one had so much rust. Once I cut, you know, some of the car, the rest of it just kind of fell apart. So, yeah, gonna breathe new life into this Charger. It's gonna be a badass car. Oh, it's one of those you just can't help but giggle. All right, that'll finish up tonight. Gotta close the shop up, clean a little bit, put some stuff away, and call it a night. Well, we'll see you next time.